Hello, my name is Martine Waltier, and I'm very happy to be with you today to talk about breathing. I am a breathwork practitioner. I also use sound, voice, and movement yoga to facilitate healing. I'm based in the UK and Malta. I also hold retreats and holistic stays here. So what I'm going to do today is talk about 3 different types of breathing that we can do. One is our daily breath, how we breathe functionally. The second is breathing to increase, to change a state in our body. And the third is what breathwork is. So before we start, I'd like us to take a deep breath in together and just notice how that feels when you consciously take a breath. So breathe in through the nose and then out through the mouth. So what did you feel? Was there anything that you noticed within your body, within your mind, your being, your emotions? When we consciously breathe, we allow ourselves space to become aware of what is happening with us in each moment. And even for me just then, I noticed I could relax my shoulders a little bit and feel a bit more into my body as I breathe with you and talk to you. And maybe you didn't feel anything, and this is also fine. Everything is very welcome here. So breathing functionally, how we breathe on a daily basis is key to many aspects of our health, our physical, emotional, mental well-being. And the best way really to breathe is through our nose. And some of you might have difficulties doing that, and a lot of people breathe through their mouths. And even if we think we're breathing through our nose, there may be indicators that you are actually breathing through your mouth. So if you wake up in the morning or in the night with dry mouth, or you're needing to drink some water quickly and feeling a bit like fuzzy in your head, then that's probably an indicator that you are breathing through your mouth at night. So maybe during the day you're breathing through your nose, but those indicators might show that you're breathing through your mouth. So what's wrong with breathing through your mouth? Well, there have been many studies recently showing that when we breathe through our mouths, we are really not getting enough of the gases that we need, and we're not able to have the most effective and efficient gas exchange within our cells. So a bit sciencey, but basically, oxygen is life. I think we all kind of know that. But also carbon dioxide is really important for our bodies. So when we breathe through our mouths, we're really not allowing those enough oxygen in. And also, when we breathe through our nose, we receive more nitric oxide, which is another kind of gas which we need to support that gas exchange within ourselves. So the breathing through the nose also allows us to filter the air. So, especially if we're living in cities and the air isn't so clean, we're able to, the little hairs in our nostrils are able to filter that air and give us cleaner air. And also, so when we breathe through our mouths, if you imagine when we're in a situation and we're actually feeling a bit anxious or scared, or we've been shocked by something, we often take a breath in through our mouth, and it's this short, sharp breath, quite shallow. And so can you imagine then if you're mouth breathing, it's sort of like we're doing that to our bodies all the time. We're putting ourselves in this sympathetic nervous system response, where it's like a fight, flight, fawn, freeze kind of response. So our bodies are tense. So if we're constantly doing that to ourselves, we're having that, our bodies are not able to regulate. And when we're not able to regulate, a lot of things go off kilter. So it can affect our blood pressure, breathing through our mouths, affects our sleep. And when we don't get enough sleep, with it, our bodies can't rejuvenate. And also, yeah, it's if we're starting to breathe through our mouths from a young age, I think this is what happened to me actually. I remember as a child breathing just mainly through my nose. Mainly through my mouth. Then my mouth became like very small. It's like underdeveloped, and then our teeth become crowded, and then that causes pressures and problems within our how we develop our whole brain, even like the neurons. And so there's a lot of science behind the benefits of breathing through the nose. And if you're having trouble breathing through the nose, I've got a few tips for you. So what you can do, especially at night, is firstly wear like a nasal strip. So it's just a strip of adhesive. It's just specifically for your nose. So if you buy a nasal strip, and this normally helps with snoring, because also if you breathe through your mouth, you're likely that you snore. So putting the strip over your nostrils allows your nasal pathways to open more, so then you can receive more air. So you're really retraining your breathing apparatus to if you've been mouth breathing a lot, it's like, okay, we're going to train the nose again to breathe. So first of all, having a nasal strip would be really great at night. And then if combined with that, or if you can move on to this next stage, is to just tape your mouth at night as well with a tiny little tape there. There's all sorts of healthcare tape that you can get. So just put a tiny bit across the middle there, and this allows you to train your mouth again to close at night. And I know that might sound a bit kind of drastic, but it really does work, and it takes persistence and it takes time. But yeah, that's if you can to take anything away today, is that breathing through your nose is really how it's supposed to be functionally breathing. So great. And then so we're going to talk about next the how to breathe in a way that increases maybe like our capacity, or allows our nervous system to go from this sympathetic to parasympathetic state, so the rest and digest. And these are different exercises we can do, so we can go through a few now. And these exercises can be done through the mouth as well as the nose. So because we're doing it for like a short period of time, that then has a different effect on our bodies than is if we're doing like a daily breath just through the mouth, as I've said before. So we can do certain exercises that allow our bodies maybe to even go into a sympathetic response, because then we're able to use that response to regulate. Because sometimes our bodies need that. We need to actually go into this fight and flight, freeze, fawn response, because then that's like a healthy way that our nervous system works. We need both extremes. We need to respond to situations, but we also need time to rest and digest. So there are different exercises that we can do that allow our nervous system to balance. So for example, maybe this one, but we've got the coherence breath, which is really like a balancing breath. So we're taking an equal inhale count to an equal exhale count. And that allows, again, our nervous system, which really dictates a lot of what is happening in our body. It controls our hormones, our emotions. So when we have our nervous system in balance, then we feel great, basically. And we're able to take on a lot more. We're able to respond from a more balanced place, respond to situations that might feel quite challenging. So we'll just do like a few rounds of a coherence breath. So we inhale the breath for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. You can do this through your nose or your mouth. So inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Just a couple more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. So just taking a moment there to bring your breath back to normal, and notice how you feel after doing just a few balanced breaths. A lot of what I've shared is a little bit about science, but often with our breath it's really important to gauge how it is in our bodies. This is our real science barometer, is how we feel after doing some balanced breaths. And, we might not also feel great. So this is something I really want to share, because when we take time to connect with our breath, it can bring up many things within us that may be hidden and needing to be shared and expressed. And, that can be challenging too, especially if we don't feel like we have the time or the capacity to really look into certain things that are happening in our bodies. But the breath really allows us deep awareness. And so even though we're aiming for sort of this balance, but in order to get there, we need to address the things that are in our bodies that are causing us, whatever pains or emotional challenges. So this is why the breath can be such a beautiful way to learn more about ourselves. So that's the coherence breath. There's another breath that we can do that is, again, balancing our nervous system, but we're adding that little bit of sort of like a stress, I suppose, because we're going to hold the breath. And when we hold the breath, we allow energy to be moved a bit more in our body, and again, gas exchange can be different for us, and that kind of can put a bit of stress on our bodies, but that's a good stress, because good stress is what we need sometimes. The challenging negative stress is we get a lot of, but if we can put good stress on our body and balance it out with the chill, the calm, then that's how we're tuning our bodies, we're tuning our nervous system, like how you would with a car. So if we're going to do the box breaths, and what that is, it's 4 counts in, and then we're going to hold it for 4, and we're going to exhale out for 4, and keep that breath out for another 4. So, and it looks like a box, you see. In, hold, out, hold. All right, so take inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold that exhale, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale through the nose or through the mouth. Hold it, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold that breath, 2, 3, 4. We'll do one more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold that breath, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold that breath out, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's take a deep breath in and then out. And again, notice how that feels for you. Like I said, it might have felt challenging. You could do this through the mouth or through the nose. So yeah, whatever that kind of felt for you, what felt good for you, or what felt challenging, it's about inquiring as to what that is, what is that about, you know? What was challenging about it? Being curious about that. And maybe you know you have some constrictions or challenges to breathe through your nose, or maybe there's pains in your body. And when we breathe and bring breath and energy into our body, it allows us to work through some stuff, basically. Yeah. Great. So yeah, then we also, so all these different ways of breathing, different exercises. We could do that for those different ones that I showed you now for a minute even, or 5 minutes, or 10 minutes. You know, you can build it up. It's a very slow process. It doesn't have to be pushed and sort of pushing yourself too far too soon. And there are many types of exercises. So especially maybe if you've done some yoga, there's different pranayama breathing exercises, breath holds, like alternate nostril breathing, and they all have different outcomes. They all have different ways that can benefit your body. So maybe you want to experiment, try a few different things yourself, and see how that goes for you. They're really good to do in moments of stress as well. Just even the coherence breath. If you're feeling challenged by a situation and you take the balanced 4 in and balanced 4 out, I assure you that you will start to feel your energy calming. Wonderful. So then we'll go on to the third thing that I wanted to talk about today. What is breath work? So breath work you could call it an umbrella term for all of breathing, but in more recent years, it has been used in a therapeutic way. So it's definitely an ancient practice. All of these things that I'm sharing with you, we have known in our bodies, in our ancestors for since we've been since we've been breathing, I'm sure. And so I just want to honor that we have been given these tools, we have been exploring these tools for generations and generations. But then in more recent years, the wellness industry has adopted this term breathwork because they realized, I think especially in the 60s, there was a few people that were using the breath alongside with LSD, and they were using music and things like this, and they realized the healing qualities and the therapeutic capacity of breathing in a particular way. So yes, this breath work that I know and I've been taught is a conscious, connected breath. So the breath is very balanced, the inhale and the exhale. There's no pause between each breath. It's very full and aware. So each breath you take in is like a big active one, and then a relaxed exhale. And you take the next one in and a relaxed exhale. So you can imagine this cycle of breath, this cycle of life, the seasons, the flow of the water coming into the shore. It's this kind of energy, like a real receiving, whooshing feeling, and then a real letting go, relaxed exhale. And when we breathe in this way, it actually allows us to go to deeper states of consciousness. And like I said before about how the healing capacity of the breath, so when we go into deeper states of consciousness, then we unlock many things in our bodies, in our minds, being, that were maybe dormant for many years, or there's like trapped energies, or there's trauma that we want to, or that the breath is really drawing us out to and making us aware of. And so when we do breathwork session, it's either one-to-one or in a group, and the facilitator practitioner holds this the space to allow for exploration, to allow for the breath to do its magic. It becomes then into this more mystical, spiritual, magical, but again scientific, if you're that way inclined, to understand it, I mean. And yeah, and then that's where transformation happens. When we go really deep into this, like our subconscious. And these sessions can last anywhere between, I mean, gosh, you can do a lot in 5 minutes, but between, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, breathing in this continuous flow. And the way that I work, and some other people, we use music, so you can use recorded music to support your journey. I like to use live music as well. And there's many things that can happen in a breathwork session. You could feel like great joy, but you could also feel a lot of pain, and a lot of tears can come, but maybe laughter can come, and you also might feel hot or cold. And there's something called tetany, where your body clenches because, again, you're not used to that exchange of gases in your body, so it sort of goes into this like stuck feeling. But that is also natural. So to let the air just on your exhale be as long as possible allows that to move through. And yeah, like every experience is different. Every breath work session that you might go to has, there's no kind of guarantee of how you might feel. So there is definitely, like, as a participant, the need to be open to receive. Because I think if you go to these kinds of breathwork sessions and you have a closed expectations, or like you don't really sort of, trust the process, then it's unlikely you're going to really experience like the fullness of what is available. So and then sometimes in breathwork sessions that we use touch to encourage the breathing, to encourage releasing of these trapped energies, or maybe there's like some care and love that needs attention. So every facilitator and session is led differently. You maybe have a theme as well. So that's breathwork. You can also do breathwork on the land. So it can be in a studio or someone's space, like on yoga mat, somewhere comfortable. But you can also do breathwork in water. So I do this as well, like warm water breathwork, which allows for a really different kind of experience, more about connecting to the womb, connecting to rebirthing, and there's such a pure experience, using the element of water to support you, to hold you, to allow that cleansing energy to come through as well, which is really a different kind of experience than doing the breathwork on the land. So there's so much that can be done with the breath, as I hope you've learned today. And yes, I think if there's anything that you take away, that you can breathe through the nose on a daily basis if that's available to you, and if not, start to try to use nasal strips, and like a little strip on your lip, on your mouth, so to tape your mouth at night. If you want support with your any kind of challenge that you're experiencing in your body, or maybe support with your nervous system, or if you want to increase your lung capacity, then there are different exercises that you can use that I explained. But if then you want to go deeper into like a therapeutic response or practice or support, then breath work as a therapeutic tool is available to you also. And there are, you can do breath work by yourself, but I think having a practitioner there who really knows what to do and how to respond, because and there are a lot of free kind of offerings out there online, but I would recommend you go to a qualified practitioner who has a lot of experience, because it can be quite you can have quite life-changing transformational experiences. So you really want to feel supported and trust somebody and feel seen. So I really recommend, if you want to try breathwork, to go to someone that knows what they're doing. So I hope you've learned something today about breathing. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me afterwards. And I really hope you enjoy the rest of this summit. It's been wonderful to be part of it as well. So have a great rest of the day and breathe well.